Welcome back. I'm Christina Smith.
I'm David Haghighi.
And this is Paula Cobb. She has been a broker in San Diego since the 70s, 1973.
Welcome, Paula.
And she's also my mom.
I see the resemblance.
Well, I'm adopted.
Oh,
so.
never mind. No.
But I get all my personality from her. And I get the eyes that my kids complain about when they're in trouble, which is this.
Yeah.
That look right there. That's the look that I give them.
It's a learned look. It's not a
It's not genetic. It's learned. But she has a lot of crazy stories that she's experienced. And she's here to tell us one today that basically knocked my socks off.
We're having a lot of fun here before we started recording, so we'll just let everybody know that this is going to get quite entertaining.
Yeah. So, Mom, you got to start this because you told me this story when I literally took you to meet my boyfriend, now husband, for the first time, and we were at the Macaroni Grill.
Romano's?
Yeah,
Romano's.
Romano's. No, it's gone.
COVID.
But we took her to dinner, and I just happened to be talking about the podcast and said, "Oh, do you have any crazy stories to tell?" And she goes, oh yeah, I do. So, and then I'm just sitting there in shock. So, Mom, why don't you start by telling us, how did the day start?
Wait, hold on. First of all, why are you keeping these stories to yourself?
I know.
Thanks for coming and sharing.
Yeah.
Well, the story was really scary, first of all, and this happened probably 20 years ago. And like I told her, if you were a child and I told you that story, you'd have nightmares and never be able to sleep again.
I probably never would have become a real estate agent, is the truth.
She wouldn't want to do real estate
No.
after this story. But anyway, I served a lot of communities in San Diego, and one of them that I started doing a lot of real estate in was out in Ramona. And so I became known at the local waffle shop as the realtor that you need to do business with. And so I got quite a few referrals. And maybe you don't know, but a lot of Ramona is dirt roads, unpaved, out in the boonies. And they're kind of a little bit scary.
Well, they've grown over the past 10 years. But yeah, 20 years ago, it was very rural community.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the weirdos like to live out there because they can be totally out and undiscovered as to what kind of things they're doing, like growing marijuana that was illegal years ago and things like that.
Oh, now that's normal.
Yeah.
So now it's like
everyone's got a weed farm in the backyard.
Get your best price, I mean,
it's capitalism at its finest.
But anyway, so this one house, I was going to take a listing, and I met with this guy, and he seemed a little strange, but he was okay, and I kind of thought, okay, I think I'm going to be okay with this listing. And I talked to him and got the listing and everything. I came back another day to put the lockbox on the property and put the sign out front. Well, I walked into that house, and I was shocked beyond belief, and it still gives me chills today. And I walked in, and I'm looking around, and in the kitchen, it is covered with blood. Seriously, so much blood all over the floors, splashed up on the kitchen cabinets, on the countertops. I said, what the heck happened in here? And I had no idea what in the world happened. But I said, certainly he wouldn't have butchered an animal. He would have done that outside.
Because realtor brain starts to try to logically piece together what's happened.
So anyway, I was so freaked out that I said, I don't care what this is. I don't even need an explanation. I'm out of here. So I walked out and I quickly got in my car and I blasted out the dirt road. And on the way, I passed the seller coming back to the house. And I didn't even stop. I just kept barreling down that road. And I got the heck out of there. And I never called him. I never went back there. And I never reported it.
You didn't want to be on the evening
I
news.
know. Well, this is what I said. I was in shock. And I said, Mom, did you call the police?
I said, no.
No. She
No
goes,
way.
He knows who I am, Christina. Do I want to get involved in that? And I'm like, whoa, what happened? We have no idea.
The problem is, these kind of things, if it really was a murder, guess what? I would be called in. I would be a witness. I'd be called into court, and he would know me. And after he went to prison for 10 or 15 years, he'd come and find me and kill me. So, I just decided I am not going to have any part of this.
I watch too much crime TV.
That's his guilty pleasure is crime TV.
Ask my wife. It's my white noise. I do a lot in my office with crime TV on. I don't know why, but it's weird. Those are realistic fears, I think, and I'm a little weird. It's okay. I admit it. It's not a problem. Actually, I learned to really
embrace it
with my weirdness. Yeah, but this is a real fear. People getting out of prison and then having vendettas. That's real. There's people getting out, after serving 30 year sentences.
I said, I'm out of here. I wash my hands of this whole thing.
Well, plus it was kind of the Wild West. What year was that, Paula?
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah. It had to
long
be.
ago, I'm white here now.
Yeah, it had to be like 30 years ago or something. But let me ask you something, Mom. Did he know that you were coming by that day? Or were you just surprised?
I don't think he knew.
Because you just went in, you just did your Paula thing, which is knock, knock, hello, is anybody home? And she just goes on in.
All I was doing was putting a lockbox on and a sign anyway. And I don't even know why I went inside. There must have been maybe to pick up a key. I don't know what the heck I was doing. But anyway, oh my gosh.
It burned in your memory banks.
Yeah.
It was just so scary.
Yeah, and real estate, I think, over the years, obviously, we've figured out that this is a dangerous job. I mean, we've had realtors who were assaulted. We've had realtors who have been murdered.
Yeah. Oh, no. There's a ton of horror stories. And it's not just women. It's not just female realtors.
Right.
I talk about this all the time.
Oh, it's men
are just
too.
As susceptible, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think there are some more safety measures in place, but I don't think it's spoken of enough by brokers to say hey, you should have let someone know where you're going or let them allow them to see your location. So safety protocols. My husband can, see my location on my phone whenever he wants to. I mean, sometimes I'm enjoying a snack in the parking lot and he's like, what are you taking? Why are you taking so long? But it's supposed to be so he can see where I'm at and know that I'm safe.
Reason. I'm surprised my wife doesn't text me when I'm speeding. She can see that stuff.
Does it track your speed?
We have Life 360.
Oh,
you
gosh.
got a whole bunch of kids. You want to keep everybody.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't even know the safety measures on their phone, that are available. So iPhone has several different safety measures on the phone that people can use.
It's crazy that everybody has these phones.
Yeah, if you go under settings, and I think it's under emergency, it'll tell you, you can either, I think, hold down both your buttons and the little emergency bar comes up because everyone has either a password or face recognition.
I think if you push both buttons 3 times, it calls the authorities. That's what I always do in my pocket accidentally because I'm trying to turn off my ringer and people call me. Sometimes I get frustrated and I'm just stop calling me.
My friend Amanda did that. Amanda. And it sent, it accidentally took a snapshot of her face and sent it out to her entire database, all of her contacts.
Oh.
I still don't know how she did that, but I got an alert and then it gave her GPS location and it was her face like this.
So basically the phone's function worked as it should.
Yeah.
Just
your contact.
It was just
why are you sending me this?
I
For
did.
what reason?
I was like, "Are you okay?" Or it sends a video too, real quick video.
And quite honestly, the picture and the laugh is so it's okay. She's safe. She's safe. You know where she is. All these things are all accessory to her being safe.
Yeah.
And knowing where she is.
Yeah. Well, Mom, I'm glad that you're safe. I'm glad you made it out of that house.
Man, I'll tell you, that was crazy.
If you showed up 15 minutes earlier, you probably would have.
Or later.
In the process of hacking something up.
That's what I mean. He didn't know that he was rushing back there to clean up for you because he didn't know you were coming.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
That's right.
But what he doesn't know is luminol.
So that's why I had to hurry
light
up
up
and
all
get out
that
of the
blood.
house.
You can clean up that blood as much as you want. It'll still light
I had
up
to
under
hurry up and
luminol.
get out of there. Can you imagine? I was just a few minutes away from him returning.
Look at the eyes. This is where I got it from.
My heart was pounding.
Of course.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I had just gotten out of there.
If he just murdered somebody else, you would have easily been collateral damage. He would have easily just said, she's going to...
he's a murderer. He's a murderer.
Well, and, if you knew that he was a murderer, then you got to die.
I'm not going to lie. I did Google to see if there's anything about murder houses in Ramona. I didn't really find anything. Because I was trying to narrow down what house it was.
Well, it's so funny because there's a number of murder houses in San Diego that have made the news over the years. We should talk about this a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's one in Carlsbad.
Brandon will like that. Brandon likes murder houses.
Well, within the last 10 years, this home in Carlsbad was the scene of a marital dispute, and a firearm was used in order for the wife to take the husband's life. And I remember it sold in 2013 or 14 for $200,000 less than any other house in the neighborhood. But what I kept thinking was, this also affects the neighbor houses.
Yeah.
The pervasive stigma of a murder house affects everything around it.
Well, yeah, I think it depends on the buyer, because some people don't care about that, and other people are like, what's the vibe going to be like in this house? Like,
so I just have to address one thing. I think your mom is incredibly smart. Most real estate agents are so desperate for business, they would have just gone back and served the listing and put their life on the line just to get the commission.
They would have said, do you need a referral for a cleaning company? Is what they would have said.
They would have helped them hide the disclosures that they needed to make.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, that's like a whole nother issue.
There are good real estate agents out there, guys. Remember, there are great real estate agents
who will flee the scene of a possible crime.
As opposed to dying. Hello.
But in response to your other story, I mean, you really have to be careful who you marry.
Yeah, that's true. Well, nowadays they say it's easier to find a new spouse than a new house.
Let me think about that. It's easier to find a new spouse than it is to find a new house.
Well, I think it depends if you're a male or a female.
Because there's no houses listed. There's nothing on the market.
I get it. Okay.
But think about it.
Didn't have my coffee.
If you're a man, that's not true at all. Men have a hard time solidifying real relationships. I see this every day.
Yeah.
Women, I don't know.
No, I don't know, because, my mom it's not that she has a hard time finding men. It's just that she has so much energy.
Somebody has to match it.
It has to match it.
Yes.
She has to find someone who matches her. So,
and I'm really picky.
And she's picky, but
she
should be picky.
No, why not? Why not? Why wouldn't you be picky?
Hey man, it's going to take a long time to get to know somebody.
Well, this is the thing. You can exchange a house and a spouse, but exchanging a house for a good house or a spouse for a good spouse, that's the hard part.
She needs someone who's well-traveled. I'm gonna pitch my mom. She needs someone who's well-traveled, has his own money, owns his own home, has his stuff together.
Young.
Those are the basics.
In good shape.
Yeah. No, all that stuff should be the basics for every woman.
I mean, she was up on one of those things in Jamaica where it flies you out of the water and you go like this.
It's called jet boarding.
Jet boarding? She went jet boarding. My mom is, I'm not even going to say her age because she's way younger in spirit.
I went jet boarding 4 years ago.
That is so
in Jamaica.
Fun. Is there footage of this?
Yes. I'm going to get it.
Okay, so we don't want to share with the entire podcast. No.
I'm just going to.
But I want to see it.
Yeah, but I'll send it to David.
People send me is that you? Yeah, that's me. I asked him though. I was in Jamaica by myself, and I said, am I going to break my legs? Because they strapped both of my feet into a board.
Like they're going to tell you the truth.
I thought, oh my gosh, I'm here alone.
Yeah, that's
if I go up there and I break my legs, who's going to help me?
This is the common theme of my mom. My mom does things alone. She's very independent.
Hence why you have the iPhone locator system working.
And she's also the luckiest woman on the planet.
I can tell. She kind of exudes.
She does
this thing.
Like if there's anyone that's going to drop a quarter in a slot at Viejas and win $2,000, it's this woman. It's crazy the stories that she has.
Viejas, get in touch.
You can be a donating. What's the thing, like a sponsor?
Philanthropy.
Would you like to be a sponsor of our podcast?
Well, we'll talk to Viejas later. The truth is, these are some of the best stories I've heard yet. I mean, they're kind of scary, but
it just lets people know that this is our day to day.
It's easy to hear these things in our podcast studio, but living that and being there,
here's the scary
and
thing.
Smelling the iron of the blood.
Oh my God!
Years ago when this happened, we didn't even have cell phones. I think at that time.
Oh, I
You didn't even have
think
pagers,
about
probably.
that.
Well, I might have had a pager. I can't really remember.
We had Thomas
or I could have
guides.
had Nextel.
Yeah.
You know, the
You had
Nextel
the
beeper.
printed MLS, right? You had to,
Yeah.
Yes.
And the books and stuff, and they were
And the
outdated
big
the
Thomas
minute they
guides, the
came
big
out.
map books. That's how we got around. That's what I got for my 16th birthday. Was a Thomas guide, and my stepdad teaching me how to use it. Do you know how many times I got lost and had to make U-turns? I had to copy each page
I
and
know.
then do a
And guess
highlighter.
what? As soon as I quit selling real estate, they come out with the GPS.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, they did that on purpose.
How
Yeah.
many years did I
Yeah.
struggle through tiny little Thomas Brothers maps
Yeah.
at night with just your little light, your little map light in the car?
Oh, that's terrifying.
And a magnifying glass. And then sometimes on Thomas Brothers, they would write over top of the map. They would have some word or
Yeah.
something right over top of the little tiny
So you couldn't quite see
streets.
the street you need to
Yes.
be on. Yeah. You
And
know,
I mean, I just about
these
lost
agents
it.
nowadays are spoiled.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
so spoiled.
They can
Yeah.
program their whole route.
Oh.
I mean, I go into a cul-de-sac, wouldn't know which way to come out, so I would hand the maps to my to my agent, to my person next to me, my customer.
Yeah.
I'd say, you
Direct me, please.
this and I'll
Please
drive.
navigate.
Because otherwise,
That's
if I
true.
tried to look at a map and drive, they'd say,
I-
"Oh, here, let me do that."
It's been years. I mean, you kind of forget that that's what happened. We used to take people in our car. They would hold the map. They would navigate. It was a real group effort.
Some of my
Amazing.
fondest memories are actually like collaborating with clients in the car.
Yeah.
Like even like summertime, I remember like going around showing houses, leaving the car on because it would get so hot
Yeah.
just for that 10 minutes that you're in a house. And we'd figure out, okay, you leave your purse, we'll leave the car on, we'll lock it, we'll go. We would start getting really fast.
Yeah.
It became a
It's
real
bonding.
Bonding, yeah.
Maybe
exactly.
that's what we're missing. We're missing those bonding moments with our clients now. It's so easy for them to run off with someone else when we're not having those moments anymore.
But
I
see,
mean,
they don't want
I
to
think
ride
so.
with you anymore because they know there's so many weird people in the world that, who knows what the realtor is going to do with them.
It's
Right.
scary. Actually,
It is.
real
That's
estate
true, too.
agents
That's true,
are
too.
already sus,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, we're like used car salesmen.
Oh,
I mean, we're like on
worse.
the lower level.
80%,
I
not
say
the
we're
20%.
between car salesmen and politicians. Somewhere
And lawyers,
in there.
and
Dirty
lawyers.
little scumbags,
Aww.
Well,
I'm
the
not
truth
a dirty
is,
scumbag.
I think that 10 years ago or 15 years ago, it was still okay. The
Yeah.
general public didn't have this distaste that they have now. And I
Yeah.
think if you ask my opinion, it is because of Zillow.
Yeah.
Zillow has diminished the value of the buyer's agent
Chop shop.
to the general public.
Yeah.
And they don't really even know what the buyer's agent does. And now we're in a market where the buyer's agent is the most necessary thing ever. And
I
90%
love
of
this
them-
market.
Oh, me too.
I thrive in this market.
It's amazing.
Because you get the opportunity to actually connect with the listing agent and like negotiate things. And then like you close that deal and you're like, yeah, I got
Actually
$10,000
feels
credit.
accomplishment,
And
yeah.
like,
Well, I say that the positive emotions of purchasing real estate are much more suited to my business than the negative emotions of selling real estate.
Yeah.
Right? It's because when you buy something, it is exciting. That's why we named it Spark Real Estate, because there's something that lights up inside you to help envision what your next chapter is going to look like.
yeah, and
It's
it should be
exciting.
positive. It should be all, I always tell people it should be a positive, exciting experience. I mean,
Minus the murder scenes.
I'm sure the
and,
guy was probably sitting there like, where's the realtor? How lame. She didn't show up and put the lockbox on. I wonder
no,
what
he
that
saw
guy
me
was
leaving.
thinking. Well,
Well, he didn't hunt you
did
down
he
after
wonder?
that.
I mean, he never called you.
No. I wouldn't have answered
He
anyway.
knew. He was embarrassed. You wouldn't have answered. You didn't know. Did you have caller ID back then?
I didn't have a
Back
phone.
in the old times?
no phone.
Did you consider that if it was Halloween time, maybe he had a theme idea for the photography?
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Look at the serious look on her face.
Oh, yeah, right.
This is the look I get when I make funny jokes. And she goes, yeah, right. Okay.
Just trying to
Christina,
figure out an
whatever."
explanation. I mean, I guess
I
it is
still don't
Ramona.
have an explanation except, yeah, it's Ramona.
Well, I mean, she walked from the listing. That's explanation enough.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can you imagine an agent in this market walking away from a listing?
I don't
Murder
think
scene
it
would
would.
never stop an
No.
agent from taking a listing in this market. No, especially because they're so
Oh.
sick of dealing with buyers.
Speaking of
Yeah.
that, I got to tell you one more funny thing. I just saw a video the other day about about how crazy this market is and so few houses on the market that these guys went to preview this house and they literally ran through the house. They jumped out of the car, ran through the house. They ran through every room. They ran so fast into the bedroom that they flopped on the bed, turned around and ran back out, ran to the kitchen,
all on
quickly
video.
Looked in the dishwasher, ran out. I'm telling you, they ran out to go write an offer because this is the kind of market we've been in.
Yeah, it was really funny. I saw it too. He was
It was the
look at this
funniest
house.
thing.
So
These
great.
guys saw that whole house in less than 10 minutes. And we're back to write an offer.
I think it was satire. I think it was just a joke.
I know.
But the funny
But
thing
it
is,
was hilarious.
It
That's
was
the whole
funny.
point.
I'm doing a lot for out of state or out of
Yeah.
area buyers right now. So I do a lot of fast previews.
Yes.
And a lot of times it's during an open house and I don't want to disturb anybody. So I'm fast. I come in and I'm on video and I'm like, hey, take a look at this. Look at that. Size of the room. Good. Okay. Next one. And I send these videos to my clients and my clients are very grateful because, they're like, oh, thanks for not wasting too much time in that house. It wasn't a fit.
Yeah. Well, because you get to know them, you know what, they're going to like, what they're not going to like. So it's easy enough for you to go through.
Yes.
And I had one agent one time say, you're being awfully negative in your video. Don't you want them to like the house? And I'm like, no, like the point is for me to point out the things that they're not going to like the hoarder living next door or the giant power line in the back of the house.
But these fundamental things, the core reasons why you represent your client's best interests are what is missing. The clients don't really understand that your job is to represent them that steadfastly.
Yeah.
They don't. They think you're there to sell a house. Don't you want to sell this to me?
How would you have marketed the blood scene house?
Oh gosh, I would have probably discounted it.
It's a
heavily.
large kitchen. It was a large open kitchen.
The point is you wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. I value my life
wait a
too
minute.
much.
Wait a
you know
minute.
what?
How would I have spun this?
You gotta remember, you have to disclose.
Yeah, that's right.
You
That's
do
right.
disclose, but so you
disclose
disclose
it
and
was
then you
red liquid.
say
It was
kitchen.
a red liquid.
open
abundance.
kitchen concept, spacious,
Yes.
plenty of counter space,
Splashes of color everywhere.
Sometimes very dirty.
Yes. Don't mind the smell. No, the truth is, I'm not a big fan of marketing weird stuff. I would rather be upfront about it and do what I call damage control, which means, okay, let's make sure that they're aware and that they can't try and renegotiate later.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
Well, this is all a part of the experiences that we have as real estate agents across this country, is that just real estate's really crazy.
Well, but it seems like all of our stories have had to do with death lately.
That's the craziest stories.
That's
and that's what
you guys like.
that's what we like.
I mean, actually, yeah, it does make it more interesting. I will admit.
Yeah.
We are open to other stories, and we're taking applications.
Yeah, just
per se.
email us at realestateiscrazy@gmail.com. If you have a story to tell, we'd love to have you as a guest.
Yeah, we're booking out a couple of episodes, but by all means, please reach out.
Yep.
Tell us about your story. We'd love to have you on.
Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Adios.